Hello and welcome to another fine evening of UKBBL Blood Bowl, and I am here with LittleWing.
Hey Archangel. Hey guys, how we doing?
Great. We have a FA Cup final. I actually been looking forward to this for quite a while. Not only because it's two good players, but because I think it's going to be really interesting to see two Lizard team facing off. And hopefully we will
Yes, I
also have,
agree.
yeah. Hope it will not just be some dice of two sorrows being removed turn one, and then game is more or less over turn two. But you never know. Enough for being unkind, and
No.
so I have shown here the two team rosters, and hopefully, oh, is that you may already be setting up the predictions? That's great. Cool. I think there's a good chance that we will see some removals. Definitely let's call it a aggressive fouling strategy from Zenjo is probably what we're gonna be seeing. I would expect.
Yeah.
Um, the team talent values are close enough that I think, what is it like? There's not probably gonna be any inducements I'm expecting here. So it should be just straight up brawling. I know Senju added another skink and a reroll just for this match before the end of the season, so he's definitely going all in for making best chances here. But like, what do you expect of this match?
Well, I know it's a mirror match, but looking at the teams, it's I mean they're not, sometimes you can get proper mirror matches. This is not one of those. And I just look at the teams and if I'm honest, I look at Zenjo's team and there is a team that's been developed in a balanced way that's come through the leagues that hasn't seen anything too scary yet. And on the other side, you see a team that's been brawling in the Premiership for several seasons that I wouldn't say is min-max, but it has that feel about it. If I'm honest, just looking at the teams on paper, I think I'd probably prefer Zenjo's team to Snowtroll's. Um, but there's not much in it.
I think there isn't a huge difference. Like, usually we've seen this a few times. There is like a super skink or diversified skills or something like that. I think the skink with block and sure hands is definitely a one up, I would say, and could be a really key player because tackle is not the most common skill on a Lizardmen team, or and with no strip ball, that actually might not be that easy to get that ball out of the hands of that skink. On the other hand, not having block on all the sources is definitely going to be an issue. The more, let's call it, condensed skills on fewer sources, but then higher ups than Zenjo's. I'll be also curious to see if that five strength source is gonna make his team value felt, or it's just gonna be heavy bloat
Yeah,
again.
yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, I don't know whether because I am a true bash coach at heart. I just love that thing. But it is 80k that he's carrying, isn't it?
It's basically an additional
Uh,
skink in a bit like that. That's how much it is, right?
yeah, and I
Uh,
don't know. I mean, I was always very surprised when he took because there was a period of time where he didn't have the Crocs on that team
yeah,
a few seasons ago, and I thought that that was a workaround to get that
yeah.
a sort of more reliable Crocs on. But yeah, we'll see. As Mathemus says in the chat, it's Zenjo doesn't have the sure hands skink, so that could be an issue as well. And of course, this is a huge grudge match because I think was it 2 seasons ago? Uh, or was it last season? We covered this semi. This was a semi-final,
Yeah, it's,
and
it's
Zenjo had the rub of the green
yeah,
for sure.
yeah. I think definitely those two falling skinks is gonna be a factor. I've no doubt about that. How much of a factor is going to be really interesting to see. But I think they're definitely going to be, because it's one of those things, right? Like if you're really unlucky and it gets sent off on the first foul, yeah, you're in for a really really tough match. But if it gets to be on one of those matches where it like does 7, 8, 9, 10 fouls and it's just not sent off, yeah, the pendulum swings pretty hard the other way.
And he's got 2 as well, so it's he's got it covered.
Yeah, but I think as much as he has, lack of a better word, two, so that he can sort of stabilize in that sense, just missing that one player on the field, like, and a bit of attrition, that removal in itself is going to really matter. And also because they're not exactly cheap, like they're 40k extra skinks that does nothing but fouling, right? They're no sure hands, they're
Yeah,
not strip ball, they're not going to help in any other way, shape, or form. So
yeah,
I think if Snowtroll can sort of keep a formation where he doesn't give too much easy fouling away, it's definitely going to help. The dice of how keen-eyed the ref is, I think is going to be also really key, because sooner or later, I'm sure that Zenjo is going to try to put in the boot, either out of desperation or just because he's trying to drive home that advantage that he's gotten, right? So and with two of them, you gotta use them to sort of do something at some point, right?
yeah.
So
Just an interesting thought. I mean, you said that Zenjo added a skink and a reroll. I mean,
yeah.
would it have been an option to go for a bias ref or
So
take
so
a bribe?
so as much as I would, if I would probably done the same, because the odds of not taking any attrition so that you can carry 11 players is very slim. And the reroll also just helps its ability. I would rather say having added two skinks, I think would have been like where it gets to be in at least my head, where it's like that's the option really, because if you have two skinks, you can go foul crazy and you don't even care if it gets sent off because you got replacements, you got the bench for it. You're a little bit more volatile on the reroll front, but you should be definitely be able to do a lot of removals purely from the fouling, right? So you sort of gambling more on the fouling aspect. I think getting a bribe is also very nice, but I like those sources on Snowtroll's team. Like if they remove a source or a skink or anything, like you are players down. And for those who are not aware, the FA Cup means that there is going to be overtime, and there's so a third half is definitely a possibility here, right? And again, so you sort of need a bench to carry on for the third half, at least potentially, but likely also, I would say, to some extent. And hence the bench would really matter. And I think having only 11 players it would be a gamble. I think at
Yeah,
least in my book would be a little bit too much of a gamble, but you could do that. I
yeah,
think,
and I guess the extra reroll as well for the same reason.
yeah, especially when you don't have sure hands, especially when you don't have stuff like around that area where all ball handling is going to be risky. And Sencho is also a type of player. Snowtroll is a bit also the same way, where they like to play aggressive, and that means pushing those, going forwards and pushing those dodges. You're probably gonna need some dice for that too. So going in with two, it's not impossible, but it feels a little bit risky.
Yeah,
But yeah, I can you just start up. I'll keep an eye on the, if you, as soon as you connect, give a thumbs up. Then I will hopefully be able to see you in the overview here. Yeah, I think the block dodge and sure hands definitely swings. So say the bolt holding handling aspects quite a bit in Snowtroll's favor. think the Saurus is a bit more on Zenjo's side, and actually it fits 80k for +1 strength or 80k for 2 sneaky get dirty players. I think I know what I would have picked, but that sort of seems to be the difference in the matchup here, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm just looking forward to it. I hope it's a good game. I hope the dice doesn't interfere.
That's always what I'm hoping for. It's just Nuffle being kind enough to let us see the players do their best and have a interesting match instead of being like, oh, I had a match the other day where I could do no wrong. Every time I punched something, a player got knocked out and or injured, and it's just like, yeah, I might have been able to win also, but there was definitely no match in it because whenever I did something and succeeded, and I had a match more or less right afterward, it was the opposite. Like no matter what I did, like I had a double skull, broke armor, injured, killed my own player. So the situation was just like, yeah, okay, come on, and they just go like,
That's Blood Bowl, isn't it? That
oh
is
yeah,
Blood
it
Bowl.
is.
And that's the thing about these knockout competitions. And then this is why I love this actually so much, is because you've got, okay, both these guys are going to be in the Prem next season.
Oh yeah,
Although not in Prem West as I thought they would be when I was thinking about this, as we've had a sneak peek, pre-peek at the divisions.
I seem to have got an update on that there is being let's say sorted, because I think it was a mistake that Snowtroll was moved out of West and Zenjo should be coming into West. So I have it on random authority. I was going to say it's not the sure thing either. So I think there's actually a good chance that they will be in Prem West, both of them, next season, and they will get to do this for real and not just in a FA friendly cup format. And again, for those who are not familiar with this format, this is a side tournament that we have in the UKBBL where we play friendlies across the different divisions and tiers, so deaths don't really matter anything in this match, and neither does star player points, which is the reverse of what we usually do when we play matches. So there's a little bit more of a, let's call it, gung-ho approach to this.
Yeah, we've had some good semi-finals. Actually, I often think, especially since we've been covering this as well, it's not a bad thing to take into your general Blood Bowl play, that sort of positive, maybe not gung-ho, but that sort of positive approach. So, yeah, I hope, and thinking about the semi-final as well, where Snowtroll played Wurzner, for the 2 or 3 turns where he just got a little indecisive, it looked like the game was going to turn on its head in Wurzner's favour. So hopefully we see some bold play as well as some fair dice.
Definitely, and I think, especially since we are lucky enough that we will actually have a playoff right after this, where we get to see more or less the same thing again, but with star player points and real injuries. I think we're gonna see very much the same, but a little bit more cautious, at least for Fantasy side, because I have heard Gilencio is taking a break next season and will probably not be returning to that team. So it means it's probably the last match of his, so he can also give it all his best. Whereas I think Fantas has already said that he's giving that team another go. So he probably cares a little bit about how it looks next season.
Yeah.
Though a shot at the grand final of everything is probably also worth taking a stab at.
Not that I know, but I think if you're in the semi-final, you've got to go balls to the wall, haven't you, really, to get to the final?
So being in the other semifinal that will be tomorrow, I'm not sure I fully agree on that. Because I get the pleasure of playing against whoever wins this match, if I win my match. And it's all like, yeah, that's a double whammy to the face. So it's all like, yeah, there's a next season too, and oh.
Yeah, and you've got those blorks.
Yeah. So we have already that Snowtroll has decided to receive the ball, which I think makes perfect sense, especially with all that fouling in the water. A little bit wouldn't say really risky, but definitely I think the safer choice of these two. Also be interesting to see, like, Snowtroll does have sneaky get. Is he gonna be cheeky and just try to get some fouls in and just hope to sway it that way? That would be really interesting to see.
Yeah. I think if you can, it's such a. I mean, with sneaky get, it's dice again. You've got some cover, and removals are key. I think, especially if you can start knocking off the thesaurus, you can really start to bully in a mirror match if you've got the strength advantage.
Oh yeah. Also, because in such a mirror match like this, the players are gonna line up more or less 1-to-1, right? And then missing any Soros would mean a huge difference. Yeah. Both putting all their strongest players on the field, which makes all the sense.
Yep.
So what do you predict for score?
Oh. I do you know what? Overtime. That's
Overtime.
my only prediction. I don't know.
I think a 1-1 is a fairly safe bid for what it could be. Yeah.
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 And what about yourself?
Yeah. I think I would love to say that it goes anything other than 1-1 because I think it will, but any other prediction than 1-1 is, each of them is less likely because I think it's basically going to be on who's going to be having two Sauruses move first. Or that's probably going to be the key deciding factor. I like that Snowtroll is sort of indicated like we're gonna go for the ball here first, and then we're gonna go for the damage and taking sort of damage as secondary. And not overcommitting too much on the whole damaging part. Interesting. Yeah, we're not gonna follow that. Well, no dead on the first roll, so at least we're off to a good start.
Yep.
Yeah. We could sort of. Yeah. Don't see that tucking in. Oh, that's removal. Oh! Well, it was not on the first armor roll. It was on the third.
Yeah.
And he just takes it. Wow. That is big. That is really big.
Oh, it's such a hard decision to make, isn't it? Whether you burn your Apo first turn.
I think the logic would have been like, if it's badly hurt, there would be no questions asked. Of course you're doing it. Anything else, it is, do you believe that you can roll that badly hurt so you get it back? Because if you're getting it back, it's totally worth spending your Apo on, right? But then it becomes a question, do you think you can do that? And how desperate are you for that? Ooh, is that going to be Butterfinger? Oh, no. No Butterfingers, at least. But yeah.
Well, first blood to Snowtroll.
I don't know why I am thinking this is going to be fouled quite badly in a second.
Yes.
Like only pushes more or less is the only thing that's going to save this from being fouled.
Yeah.
My question is, do you push it backwards in?
You push it backwards and centrally, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Okay.
Mathemus has a really good question actually. Would you spend the reroll here to get the? Are we? Well, we get to see it on the other side. I I think you would almost do the reroll here, and it's mostly because you sort of need to stabilize the situation of already being behind, and you don't really need that reroll for that much other than this half. Because most likely Snowtroll will be able to basically. That's risky. That is far, far on the side.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying this is a good call, but you could basically go in here, push those around here, and then do a surf on the side.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth risking in there, but it's be funny to some extent. Yeah, also the thing that I
I
don't
think.
like about this side, I get that he doesn't have block, and that increases the odds of him going down. But the problem is also you can only get two supporters, whereas over here you could get full team support. Also, you're inviting a edge match over here that you are actually all your stand frame is over here. So
Yeah.
let's see. Nuffle, what do you think? That's a removal. What kind of is it? It is a knockout. Yeah, you're just gonna take that knockout, aren't you? You go like, at least I can get my player back.
Yeah. Okay, well, if we keep going at this rate, we'll have no strength 4 players or 5 players on the pitch by by the end of the half.
Oh yeah. But this is one of those so crucial turns already because it's like, what are you gonna go for here? Are you gonna keep going down for the attrition, or are you gonna? Are we gonna free dice this one and hope for the removal? That would be pretty big.
Yeah.
We go for the 2 dice. I get why. Don't want to commit more to this than need be, but probably taking the free dice. So that could be did this guy in. Oh. Yeah. As much as I would normally say yes, except that there's a blocking guard going missing here already, and that is a naked Saurus. So in the swap of those two, the balance between who can do a dirty brawl in the middle, I'm not actually sure that Zenjo has the upper hand here. Especially also because of that extra strength. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure I like this. I get
This
why we
is
do. It's to thin out the numbers, but
this is the sort of tactic that leads to you having to score early.
yeah. Well, does it depends actually. If are we trying to swing around and sort of force Senju to have to sort of spend time and energy on covering them up opposite side?
Hmm. Well, the one thing that Snowtroll's done there is he successfully isolated the guard
Yeah.
away from where he's now moving to.
Yeah, they don't come over here and support. I think I would have loved the grab over here. It could have done such nasty stuff over here.
Yeah.
Put here. No, I can put it there too. This gets really dangerous. If that cracks up, Quesos or just downs this one. The whole front line can more or less collapse here. That's a big push. Close, but no cigar. Follow. Yeah. 2 8s. That's important.
I should probably say something meaningful to all our cabal.
Yeah, I think this is.
I think Zenjo has spread out too much here. He should have gone for less and done more damage. This gets too thinned out. The Snowtroll is a lot on the ground here, but he actually has options to respond now. That's gonna be big. Because we put down here and then we go and foul. That's really bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, he's going all in for it as well.
yeah. But this block was key. Stun, yeah, that's fine. That's. And now Snowtroll is in the really unpleasant. Like, do you sell off these to Shit Creek and focus on the other side and go like, yeah, I can at least win this side?
I think that's one option. The other option is to sort of move back and reset. I don't think either are particularly appealing.
Yeah, you can't reset at this point.
No.
Because all you've done is then sell your players.
Yeah.
You need. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be APOC'd. Yeah. Well, that was second removal.
Okay. That helps.
That definitely helps. I think almost if it was me at this point, I would just go for the quick touchdown. Don't have to focus on. You get reset over this thing over here because if this will just, if this gets to continue, this will be really bad.
Yeah.
And you can potentially even get your KO back, right?
Yeah. And to be honest with you, with lizards, I mean, Zenjo can take his time. If Snowtroll stalls it out, I'd just surround those and kick the living daylights out of them.
Yeah. 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 No. Oh.
It took 3 days to piece the body back together.
Oh. I don't like that. First of all, I don't see why we need to be sitting there on the edge. 2, we're not in within scoring range. Yeah, you can definitely do stuff here that's going to be really unpleasant if you are a gambling man here.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I know it's sort of counterintuitive, but in a way, it's sort of like by tempting Zenjo to do something else than just standing here and dogpiling on these players, you sort of luring him away. Yeah, I was gonna think.
It would have been an option. Start with the foul.
It's in 1 and a 6, right?
Yeah, and you're not actually in any particularly worse position than you were before if you started with the foul and it went wrong.
No, I like. But sure, you can get a foul on the Crocs instead. But the play you really want gone is that one. Oh, that's not helping Zenjo that push there.
No.
He really needs to go down there.
A good coach always uses the right player for the right job.
Now his body can move freely.
That's another 8. Yeah, what do you do now with the last? Sort of sold your fouling. Well, you need this to succeed at least then. I was sure that these were going to be just foul the rest of the match.
Struggled to dodge through the defensive line.
Yep.
Oh, that's cheeky. Well, okay. That's why we're doing it. I would put it this way: we talked about like falling back. Now is the time you fall back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Swing
reset
back, swing back round again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You got all the research you wanted, and Zenjo is disengaged. So I would definitely fall back here, because if you push forward, we're boxing ourselves in for a touchdown next turn at the latest, right? And
Yeah.
we actually don't need to do that from our position, right? Like there's 2 sources off the field versus 1. It's a baby versus 2 senior. Let's just continue harvesting the advantage right now.
Absolutely.
If I had a
And you've got a natural strength advantage as well.
Yeah. I
Make
don't
the
like that
most
we
of
are
it.
doing dice roll before standing these 2 over up here, but that's nitpicking. No, Gento is taking it a lot much more cautious than I usually see him play, which I don't think is a bad thing, but it's just not the common approach I see from him. Oh, I don't like that one. Why? That's just selling him to be fouled.
I think Snowtroll's gone in with a clear game plan, whether it's right or wrong, to mark up. I think he obviously feels he's got the Saurus advantage, and
Yeah.
he's going to mark up players where he can. And
Seems so. My problem is not so much the marking down, which I in theory like, as much as we are so far over here on the edge that I don't like this, because it's just he goes down and he's fouled off, and
Yeah.
Senjo's, let's call it, biggest problem right now is he can't really stop this drive as much as he would love to. We're not taking the block, okay, interesting. And hence any removals I would rather sacrifice the positioning for, because Snowtroll is going to be able to go wherever he wants to for the next 4 turns, more or less. So removals would be higher value than trying to stop. Yeah, I was a little perplexed by the, and also you could have easily gone in with a guard or something and gotten that 3rd dice and had 3 dice removal odds for removing one of those. Of course, Defender Stumbles cleared that, let's call it up, and then you did that with 2. But this is just setting up the, oh yeah, Crocs to take some pounding. And if you actually focus on, you don't, well, then you need to do it with this. But then you're setting this up to a nasty foul.
Yeah.
I could still do it, put this in, blitz here, forward, come in. It's a little bit more risky and exposing. Curious to us why we are so far out on the side with the Crocs by itself. You sort of blocked your own path in here, but I think we're gonna see a skink trying to dodge in anyway.
Now as free as a fart in a thunderstorm.
Go back over here, maybe. And it's a question of what order you take, because this is tackled. You want someone to support here. Don't really want to expose that too much. Take the pack though. Almost do. No, we're definitely not falling over here since you're pushing him away. You gotta. Oh, there's a tackle piece there. Yeah, this so much should have been up here instead. No, we're not. Okay. And this is why my predictions always turn out bad.
Yeah, I do get the sense that Zenjo's caught in two minds though about fouling.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I get that sense watching this game that he wants to, but doesn't want to risk getting out of position in order to do it.
I think it's also that the problem is sort of like, which we could get back to this thing about the bench, right? Like if he fouls now with no bench and it fails, I don't
Yeah.
know. Like any removal in that sense is straight up the top of your team, right? Those kings have been, funny enough, as always, almost more durable than the Sauruses, right? I do not get why we're not putting, for example, this guy in here so that we're getting the third dice. We are
Is
getting
this the
away.
turn that he goes for it?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're gonna push in here, claim this territory here. But I almost think like you know you have to commit in here and block this up so that all this doesn't have something nice and neat to do in 2 seconds, because otherwise this is just going to turn really bad. And these have plenty of. Let's go in here, perhaps.
Yeah. Snowtroll's in a nice position here, though.
Oh yeah.
He can afford to lose a player. He can afford to. I mean, even with that strength 5 Saurus,
I would
you
have
wouldn't
loved
want
that
to.
position. Yeah.
Or that's going to leave him. But you don't have to protect it.
No. But what I would like to have been in here is also you're taking away the assistance and you're putting pressure on the skinks to do something. So it's also a question of like if you leave this situation as this next turn, all you're giving away is a 2 dice block short to the cox is out and everyone else is free, right? As soon as you start tilting this battles in here, you're also taking away their actions next turn.
Yeah.
Because right now, if these don't go in and assist in any way, there's going to be 3 pieces coming from here, swarming in over here. They're probably going to go up and block over here, and that's going to be much more troublesome. Whereas if we just have gone in and blocked here, we could have taken this king and put it in here. I don't mind him being free. Yeah, now we're starting.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he was going to mark up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the beauty of this is by sitting in here, you're sort of saying like you can't assist and you need to get away. If you're not getting away, I'm getting 3 punches.
Oh dear, I hope that player has written
Yep.
a will.
And now in a second we'll see what Zenjo's priority is. If this goes up here, priority's on damage. If he runs up here, it's protecting against the touchdown. So what do you want us to do, Zenjo? We're gonna go for trying to stop the ball. Yeah, these are really good two good Lizardmen coaches. So even if I tell them they should be doing other stuff, don't necessarily mind. Yeah, Zenjo got off to a little bit of a rough start here. He got badly hurt in nick damage pretty early on. Going for the skinks. Well, if you keep rolling 8s on your armor rolls, going for the skinks is definitely the better option.
Yeah.
And that's a removal. Yeah. Well, we rolled an 8 again. Yeah, you're just going to soak that up. As much as it hurts, you're just going to have to soak that up.
A good coach
Oh, that was
always
cheeky
uses
1
the
dice.
player for the right job.
I love it.
Yeah.
That player's a little short. Oh no, my mistake. He's on the ground.
That's a good choice for a whistle.
Anyone care to explain to me why we're doing single dice rolls before the Crocs is moved?
Let's push them back. Personally, I'd object them.
Not me, Gov.
Oh, I guess we're going to do a 2+ for it. Okay. And we're not going to re-roll that. Yeah. Well, they're still sitting pretty, both of them, on max re-rolls here, so...
That's probably the best explanation, Mathmas. Ooh.
That's dodging.
Touchdowns are coming. The studio wizard has promised me at least one more before the final whistle.
Yeah, you're almost in the position where you sort of need to score now.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
More or less all you can do is now take this, shove it in here, take this guy, pull that one away, and then touchdown. All your good stuff is down here and incapacitated. It's a little bit early for my liking, but
Yeah.
I need to re-roll that one, but no. And here's the classic question: do you keep pummeling those skinks and just hope for them to eventually roll statistically, or do you swap back to Sauruses, which has been so kind to you so far?
Yeah. Well, we all know that skinks have tougher under the hood armor.
Oh, definitely. And again, get away with it.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna try to stall out here. Oh, that's...
I think you're putting a lot of weight on that blodge piece. And for the, I mean, there's going to be a tackle on, isn't there? It's just you're basically hoping that it doesn't come up a 6.
Single dice is definitely on the table without much luck. 2 dice is actually also on the table if you like to throw a fair few bit of dodges after it. Don't even need that much. 4, 8. Just need to twiddly over there. Then a skink in here to take out all the assistants, and then you do.
Yep.
Well, we get to... I'm fairly sure we're going to get to test to see if blood dodge is real. Yeah, we definitely overdo in 1 in 9, but
Yeah.
Is this gonna be enough to come out on top?
starting with the Crocs, that was not 1 in 9.
That plan looks almost competent.
Again, I don't know why we're not following, but that's a separate issue.
You've
Got
got
good.
to try and get the
Yeah.
two dice on this, haven't you?
Well, we're going back to like the decision last turn. Do you go for damage or do you try to block? If you're trying to block, then if you can get 2 dice on the ball carrier, you're never going to get better than that.
Yeah.
The attacker has an assist.
We're back to the single dice.
I call that a tie.
I don't. Well,
Was that a subtle test of to see if you can put it on the ground and then foul him instead?
maybe. That felt like Zenjo forgetting. That could well be yes.
Yeah, in for a penny, in for a pound.
I think so.
We didn't take out the assistant. Oh, no, we gonna go around. I would have gone for taking out the assistants. Yeah, you're gonna reroll that. And you, so you're gonna have to reroll that too. An assist here, and then 2 dice. No. Oh, this is just asking for trouble. Where's the one? Eventually,
Yeah.
the single dice ran out of juice. Oh, yeah, it could be that he forgot it was 5. Could be.
I think that was probably it. Yeah. Well, he's got his one out of the way for the turn, hopefully.
He's standing there drooling.
And that one's there, that one's there, and this goes up and punch there, and then we
Ooh.
yeah. Well, we've got 4 rerolls in 2 turns. It's about time to get those.
On the floor again. This team
Yeah. But we've all seen a re-roll into a dub skull over the
Yeah.
years.
Oh yeah. Oh, the question's almost now here. Like, do you go for the surf or do you go for the tackle? KO. Was a kind.
Count those teeth, Jim. They'll have to pick up most of
Another 6.
seconds time.
we may see that.
Well, once the skinks start to break it, they break rapidly.
Do you stall out another turn here?
Yeah, of course. At this point, we're definitely stalling out.
Yeah.
Putting him in here. We can also just make a
He's
run
gone
for
for
it.
distance.
I think I would prefer to stay in here, but especially don't like going for it. But I'm a cautious man.
Yeah, especially if you haven't moved your cover piece.
Down there. Yeah, it would have been terrible double ones because you're out of position. There's things that can get in the way. I do not get why we followed up here though. It's just asking for trouble. So Zenjo. I think going for the ball at this point is not the right call, so it has to be damage, right?
Yeah, you've got to get that foul.
Yeah.
One last foul for the turn.
Yeah, I agree with you, Nothingness.
Cabal Vision HD comes with a range of new features. Please see your instruction guide for further details.
Is it to protect the ball carrier? No, it's not like you need it. They're out of range.
Nobody ever reads the instructions.
Well, like, if you're playing fully gung-ho, right, of course you're just standing this up, getting an assistant here, 2 dicing this, and then going over here to attack, because that's clearly
Okay, I think the guard piece is going to get stomped.
Start my own team. You only need 1,000,000 gold, right?
I think it's safer bet when I've been to stayed over here. But yeah, the only question is, you can't really get the. You got one real. You're not gonna need it really on your last turn, so you're just gonna go for the following, right?
Yeah. Boot in.
Why not bring this in? It doesn't matter, but it could have.
Mm-hmm.
This player likes to be well
We're back to the single eyes. Yeah.
Now his body can move freely.
Why did we push up there? I guess we want to put this in here. Okay, interesting. I would have used this one instead. We got one reroll to left, and might as well burn it at this point. Block. That's not the right call. When we get 3 dice blocks with reroll covered, we should definitely get 3 punches on those skinks from hell.
Yeah. Everyone's back.
Even Quad Skull Worry, I think is would be worth it in this context. But Trip Skull twice, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I just what we've just seen with the dice, but I mean, your only worry is that double trip skull happens, but when you were so far ahead with the injuries, it's worth it. But then look, the benches are cleared and back on again.
Yeah, but that could easily also have gone the other way, and you sort of have to go by the statistics of actually not resetting the. So if you roll twice per KOs, they're basically returning all of them, right? If you only roll once, the numbers would matter more, and being 2 skinks down could have easily led to just one of them returning instead, and that would actually have meant that Zenjo would only have had 10 players for the second half.
Yeah.
And I would not just for that give up a touchdown, but with that also being a part of the math, I would say even quad skulls I would have accepted. Like if we didn't have any rerolls, I wouldn't do it for a 1 in 36. That would be too risky for me. But with a reroll, definitely. Yeah. That's gonna be what is that? A minimum 8 blocks and 2 fouls and before Snowtroll gets to do anything. Well,
Yeah.
unless they get to be a blitz or something fun, but
I think just going back over that drive, I think Snowtroll did very well there. Actually.
oh yeah.
Came back and forth across the pitch. Even that move where he left the skink on the sideline. Oh dear.
I as much as Zenjo is probably cursing himself for this right now, I think he should be very happy that it's not next turn and this turn instead.
Yes.
I would have gone for the skinks. Like if you'd gone in for the skinks in here. because he's going to be at blitz now and probably going to get fouled too. Yeah. Then at least close the gap. Rather have a skink foul than something important. But the funny thing is, in these sort of situations, right? It's almost like, to a certain extent, it's a balancing act. If you can sometimes tease the potential of a really, really low chance touchdown to mitigate some of the damage, because people get so flustered and spend so much time and energy on trying to get that one-ton touchdown instead of getting some concrete and hands-on damage, that they sort of sometimes sacrifice a lot of damage for a really, 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 really low chance one turn, right?
Yeah.
There's no sidestep, there's no sprint, there's no sure hands or anything here. Like just getting the skinks in the right position and pushed enough would have been really hard. Now the focus is purely going to be on damage instead, right? And it would almost have been better if it had been the other way around. Yeah, don't like that directional. Like, what are we sort of setting up to be fouled here?
I think he's maybe the guard piece that's on the floor. 1D block the. You've got 2 dice on the on the
You
tackle.
take this out here and then get about 5. Yeah. Really, I prefer to get this one. Or at least have the potential.
Yeah.
Put it in here. You follow. Step up here.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you want to foul this piece, you step up here. If you want to keep that. Well, any removal.
Going for numbers.
Now, here's the question. If you get an injury and it's not a badly hurt, do you epoch it? Well, we don't get...
I think we don't get to see. I think halfway through the game is probably when I would burn the Apo to keep the strength advantage.
Yeah, especially because like both have 11 players at this point, right?
Yeah.
Zenjo's issue is that his is a guard block Saurus piece, and Snowtroll is just missing a skink, right? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a fair swap.
It's not, and he's got the strength 5 piece, and almost having the baby Sauruses are almost an advantage in this, because you don't mind feeding them to something with Mighty Blow just to mark them up. They're your clear fodder pieces, if you like.
I would, the strength of having enough Sauruses that can carry a bit of a buffer and then some weak pieces definitely seems to be working out pretty well.
Yeah.
I do not like that formation though.
We're back to another FA Cup game where we're going to be questioning Snowtroll's defensive formation.
No, I think the problem for me is sort of like we're trying to screen off the whole field, but we're playing against Lizardmen. How is that going to work for us?
Well, also, why would you have 2 guard pieces on the line for free hits when you've got 2 baby guys sat back protected?
I think it's more because the 75% chance or 50% chance of putting these on the ground. I think that's more the more you can also pull in these sources in here, the less there's everywhere else. And but what I would rather have seen, like, if just these stepped up here so that they provided some cover for them and not being able to just foul them out of the, because they're going to be pushed back and be on the ground here, right? And then everything
Yeah.
is going to be just filling in to punch them out. And it's most likely going to be this guy. And if Zenjo really want to push the envelope and take a big gamble, he can try to put this one on the ground. And that's what I don't like about this formation. It's basically it's you get to pick. Everything is up to Zenjo here. But on the other hand, like, if this is a ploy to sort of lure Zenjo into committing and getting much more into a brawl in the middle, kudos. That Croc's not going down there is big.
Yeah.
It's funny how sometimes, like, just the fact that this causes time delay, that this now becomes something he needs to think about, also tells you that was definitely not a part of Zenjo's plan.
Can't argue with that call,
Yeah.
can you, Bob?
Oh, they've come out pushing.
Yeah. We're back to push ball.
Push back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna take the Crocs and push it back now. No, we're going for the Skinks. Interesting. I would so have gone for the Crocs here and a boot. Haha. The invincible Skinks.
Now this is going to be interesting because that Saurus is out on its own, and we've watched Zenjo not commit to putting the boot in for the first half. I wonder if we're going to see Snowtroll try and get that down.
Here's the thing: if I was in Zenjo's boots, I would be at this point. I need something to swing this match in my direction. If this just goes down the path that we're already on, I'm not gonna win. I need this match to start swinging in my direction. And one of the least gambles I can make and still have a good chance of swinging this match is exactly by fouling. And if we are even like this is a key piece totally exposed, you can't protect all your skinks anyway. Whether he's exposed or not doesn't really matter. Yeah. Now he's gonna get a warm welcome.
Yeah.
Technically, you can get 3 punches. 1 blitz down here, grab down there. You get 3 chances of putting him on the ground. And we're still going for the skinks. Get why, and still I don't get why. Well, the skink's armor seems to have been broken.
One horrible fouler down.
He will not be missed. I am so glad they have changed Sneaky Git.
Yes. Yes. And I think, I mean, we're covering the FA Cup final, but I think they realised, taking away the guard some seasons ago from being able to help out, it was just too strong.
But it's actually also sort of interesting. While we're just covering this, is in this edition, they started out by Sneaky Git also enabling you to move after you're fouled and doing this. So they have basically now had to twice nerf it.
Yeah.
But yeah. But that's also probably why we're seeing in this sort of meta that there is a lot of people who have this type of player, because it is so broken in a sense.
Yeah.
Oh. It seems just like the foundation on Zenjo's plan here is starting to crumble.
Yeah, I mean, I get very involved in these games when we're commentating. It's probably not the best for the listeners, so I apologize for that. But I just get the sense that Zenjo has played with an unsurety that I wasn't expecting.
I think this is purely me speculating here, because usually how Essential plays and stuff like that. I think the early removal and then the top off removal afterwards sort of put him into a mind state that's been haunting him sort of since.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's sort of like he hasn't fully committed to any, set way of,
no.
any sort of set strategy. It's been turn to turn,
Yeah.
What am I going to do this turn? Okay.
Yeah. Also because like for like we in turn 2 now in the second half, right? Like, so usually alone from the bonus of having first turn, getting to sort of direct what happens, it's already flipped, that it's almost Snowtroll already at this point sort of like no, you get your one blitz, of course, but other than that you're not going to get anything.
Yeah.
And since you're already here from turn 2 being like purely positional wise and situation wise on the back foot,
Yeah.
because if I look at this from just purely like this is not a position you want to be in. Like, if he can get a removal here, it will definitely help. But even that, and let's be fair, a removal is always big, right? So even that, I wouldn't say would bring him back on an even keel. And it really also doesn't help that this guy is over here. Yeah, that's going to be removal. What type of removal? It's ooh.
Yeah.
I think I would use my APOC.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a player on the field for this half. I now have a player advantage on the field still. And in a second, this is going to hurt. Oh, and you can't reroll that at this point. No. No. Yeah, that there. I definitely think.
Maximus, I agree.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a big part of a reliance on being able to carry your yeah, carry your team by just following your path forward, and when you don't get the chance to do so and you start being down in numbers, then the team struggles, because like we said, like there's with 2 fouling pieces, there's such a commitment on your build that you need to get the fouling to work to some extent, right? And Snowtroll has been able to also been a little bit lucky, not much, but has definitely not been unlucky with the fouling results, right? Like the fouling could have been, even with the same number of fouls, been much worse. It could also have been much worse in the opposite direction, of course. But
Yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah, I hear what you're saying. I just think if you've got those 2 fouling pieces, then you're almost committed to the way that you've got to play, and you have to play that way.
oh yeah, but I was just thinking, like, just imagine Nuffle's prayer. Oh, is that removal? Oh, it just looked like it was.
Yeah.
But just imagine, like, this final, Nuffle prayers, you, or what is keen eye of the whatever it is called, the one where the judge will auto send you off if you foul. Just imagine what that does to this team. Like.
Yeah. But he did have. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think, yeah. I mean, just looking back on it, it's not over yet, but looking
Oh,
back
no,
on it,
no.
I think that turn where Zenjo had the opportunity to pound the Strength 5 Saurus and the other skilled Saurus on the floor and
Yeah.
chose to sort of retreat to try and stop the touchdown, I think that's going to be, for one way or another, a key turn in this.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Oh, almost gonna have to reroll that.
Can't buy the dice either at the moment. It's snowballing for Snowtroll at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's really also trying, and this I think it's a really good ploy. I'd like to say, like, yeah, I'm not gonna give you any breathing space. I'm gonna I have an advantage, and I'm gonna try to push to maximize that at the moment. And Senju is really feeling that pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, making Zenjo react.
Well, it's not always just so much about reacting. Oh, that's not good.
How's the missus, Bob?
Ooh, that's not where you want that, Saurus.
She took everything into the Force, including my sacred gut plate.
Because Blood Bowl is very much about making your opponent play the type of game that their team and their coach don't want to play. So if you can make Dark Elves have to fight on the line of scrimmage, or if you can make Orcs want to play ball, like generally you're winning, right? And the more you can sort of push your opponent into be doing what they don't want to be doing, and there's a lot of just surviving from Senjo's side right now, which this positioning dictates. I'm not saying like it's a choice he's making and he has an alternative, but I'm just saying like, but that shows you what the you gotta reroll that. You gotta reroll that. As much as it hurts, you gotta reroll that.
Yeah, you have to, don't you? Because it's
If you don't,
a sack.
Yeah, that's gonna. Yeah, I think that's gonna be Yeah, it's almost a question like you skinks to try to get this down so you can get the stuff in you need in here and do all the really nasty stuff now that you need to.
I mean, you've got a shot on the ball carrier, haven't you? If you can use the skinks to get the stand firm lizard down.
There we go. Hello.
Yep.
Perfectly good country service just as well.
Like, that's an option. You can even. There's multiple.
There's so many ways through. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna see skinks trying to temper this one in a second here.
Yeah.
The only question is, do you bring this one over here just to safeguard? I think you need to start with these and see what happens.
Yeah.
But then this also is just one of those really interesting set situations where it's like, if they fail on there, you're gonna have to reroll, right? Oh, you get a power on the first roll, not even just pushes, but down.
Whoa, that player is a real.
And a removal.
Oh dear.
I think this game is really, really, really starting to crumble here.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. Not particularly fan of that. I would have. Jesus Christ.
Well.
I would have taken it with this guy instead.
Yeah.
And a removal. I think that's it, boys and girls, more or less. I was gonna say. It's gonna be more or less impossible to recover from this. We even got the players and everything to fill in the. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go for it.
Tries to secure the ball.
And leave
Yeah.
it. And just leave it. Say that was a really good turn. Oh, we gotta be greedy too. Just do. And Butterfingers, and of course in the wrong direction for Zenjo. Oh, god damn it. Okay, I would put it this way. There is gonna be a need for a miracle. A genuine
Yes.
Nuffle miracle at this point. If this should end in a draw.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is yeah, it's just the second half hasn't been kind for Zenjo.
No.
Snowtroll has said it has played well, put the pressure on.
Yeah.
And normally you can sit here and say there's always a chance, but I
think small decisions
Yeah.
can like the KO that got out APOC'd, really the right call. I think not really rolling that one there. Nah, you should either not have done the block or you should have re-rolled it. I was also really questionable about going all the way over here with one of your key pieces. I think it would have been better to go on. Just when it rains. Yeah, yeah. GG. That's it. That's it.
I've seen some
yeah, that is wow.
and this is one of them.
Yeah, I really agree with you, Mathias, here.
Too fast. Break some legs, please. It's too
I think one of the ways you can always tell is sort of like when a team doesn't get to do what it wants to do and needs to do, then it really starts to fall apart and slowly chipping away basically every turn.
Oh dear.
Well, I would have put it this way. Snowtroll has been complaining about that he has had really, really bad dice throughout the season. And I can't really say that he's been having bad dice in the FA Cup this season. So I guess there is some balancing to the universe. I'm a little bit sad to see their opponents having to suffer through it, but that's the way the dice crumble sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But that's also because like what we're seeing here is basically just snowballing, Blood Bowl snowballing. Like once you get the advantage and start, it just piles on and it makes worse horrible, and then the wheels just come off the wagon and there's not really much left to come for. Like just park it down here in the corner and just say GG.
Turn
and,
GG. Yeah.
Also because like you are ahead, you don't even need to score here. There's no reason to score. Just need to make sure that nothing happens.
Yeah.
And for better and worse, like that's also one like Lizardmen is a great team for many things, but once you start missing key players, like there's no alternative. Like a human can do everything. He's not good at anything. He can block, he can dodge, he can throw the ball, he can catch, he can everything. He's not great at anything,
Yeah.
but he can do anything. A Lizardmen team, well, the Sauruses aren't gonna stop being ball players all of a sudden, and the Skinks aren't gonna stop being brawlers. So in that sense, you have that number. And what is it over here now? Four skinks sitting pretty over here, right? That means that there's
Yeah.
the one skink who needs to come back somehow through all this, grab the ball, and move it all the way up the pitch in 4 turns. Good luck
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
And that is if his dice could actually start rolling anything that resembles balanced here. Wow.
Yeah, it's well, it looks like we're going to have a brand new FA Cup champion.
It definitely looks like that. I'm just gonna have a sneak peek under the hood. No, that will interfere with your. Are you watching it live or are you watching it through me?
I'm watching it through you, but I did just have a check on if you were looking at past champions.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, so I think we've got a brand new champ.
Yeah. I think Snowtroll has won the UKBBL. I'm not. I think it's the first time he's taken a FK Cup title. So. Yeah. Well, that's also one way of definitively closing the match.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
The team will be sorely missing.
So 3 turns and 2 touchdowns is the requirement now.
Do you know what? I did it with dwarfs against lizards during the regular season. It can be done.
I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying, what is this with two skinks, 4 sauruses, and a
Yeah.
crocs? It's gonna be uphill.
Yeah.
You just plow through and just run up here and just hope and pray and blitz, and yeah, that's more or less all you can do.
Yeah. Just get one on the board and see what happens.
Yeah. Of course, oh, yeah. True classic Blood Bowl studies. Of course, now is the time where Zenjo will get all the good dice because it has to balance itself out, right? And,
yeah.
And it's often I find that it's not so much question of good luck as it is just a question of when do you get the good and bad dice. That's more the deciding factor in luck than it is whether you get good dice. Of course, there's always exceptions also, but it's more often that it's just a question of like when did you get? Oh, so he got his 3 removals at the very first turn, and I got mine at the very last turn. Yeah, gee,
Yeah.
wonder how that affected the match.
Oh,
We
dear.
got the same number of removals, and oh, I was gonna say at this point just shove them in and just go like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 sources in here, and just yinks. Leave them out. Just fly in the wind. Because as far if he can't score turn 15, there's no way he's winning. Zenjo needs to score turn 15. Cox.
Well, you can go up the gut here, can't you? You can. Hit the crocs over.
Not the Crocs over.
And just charge down the center.
Oh, fuck.
Well, that's not going to help, is it?
At least he wasn't a loner.
That's fair. Yeah.
They've got the advantage.
Yeah.
But there is no sure.
Okay.
I'm not going to say we have a ball game, but at least we have a potential.
Yeah. I don't know whether I would have blitzed with that. I mean, it's uphill now for Zenjo, but that might have well been my blitz.
Yeah. I think I probably have taken this and punched with, so that I would have had this one free afterwards.
It's a horrible position to be in with this. We've all been on the receiving end of it, haven't we? Your head is fried, and you are not.
Of course,
you're thinking back instead of forward. Yeah.
Yeah. Like at this point, the match is so much in your head that to be thinking rationally at this point is more than what should be expected, right?
Yeah.
Oh dear. I hope that player has written a will, Bob.
But I would put it this way: I think the dice have turned like all those single lucky dice to begin with. It seems like they are coming back to bite very much in a certain body part.
Yeah.
And he's still standing.
I don't know.
Yeah, gotta have to move forward. I think you could almost play this game basically at bronze level, where it's just you're pushing in the pieces at this point.
Yeah.
Thing baked in a pie. That's more chance for this little kid. Actually,
Like the
Oh man.
Going to sleep, and maybe we will see him on the pitch later.
Well, that game that we hoped for, that I mean, don't get me wrong, Snowtroll has played very, very well, but that
Oh, yeah,
game
yeah.
that we hoped for, where the dice didn't affect it, has
it definitely disappeared in the second half.
yeah, the armor dice have not been. But then, having said that, I mean, it'd be interesting to go back and look. Ooh,
Yeah,
There we go.
that's GG, boys and girls.
yeah,
if it wasn't already, that is definitely GG.
They're constantly right
Yeah.
around on the ground.
yeah. I'd be interested to see it to have a look at the amount of blocks on each team, because I get the sense that Snowtroll would be far in advance. Even if you looked at a progressive log,
Yeah.
you know, I think that he went out to try and use his strengths, which was the bash game, and yeah,
I also think like going back to, at least just from memory, but that swing to the right side where Zenjo sort of got lured away from the prices he sort of captured, and then swinging back, that thing really ended up rewarding Snowtroll quite a bit,
yeah,
because it basically from that position where we're talking about, like, I might have to go early to sort of reset the table, sort of wiggled him out of that situation, right?
yeah.
I think that was definitely a huge swing for the match there.
a whiter shade of pale.
I was gonna say, just yeah, there's really much you could do here at this point.
You can't argue with that call, can you, Bob?
Agreed, Mathemus. Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
Rather than me.
That I think
Here
that's
we
called
go.
that's called a pity injury.
Um,
And the Crux goes to it, of course.
The bigger
Yeah.
they are, the thicker they tend to be. Obviously.
Dump, bro. Come on, dude. Like, just be happy that it's not a, yeah, exactly, dude. Come on, Nuffle. Yeah.
oh,
Reroll. We got to reroll.
Much further with players
First rule of Blood Bowl: get the ball. They need to make an interception.
Does it land in the right square?
to hit something.
Now we
wow,
reroll
it's
it.
an.
That's the second rule, Jim. But I don't play the game in order.
If this comes up as a 5,
That's gonna be hilarious.
Were they asleep then?
Well, it did come up as a 5, just for the wrong team.
yeah,
Because that actually means that if he had caught that and gone up and scored, potentially he could still have gotten a draw.
yes,
Yeah.
and oh, okay.
I think someone is really happy that this is just like a FA Cup and friendly match and not a. Ooh.
Yeah, he didn't re-roll. I thought that we had the bug that reverses the calls, but
Yeah.
Zenjo didn't re-roll that, did he?
No.
The catch attempt.
No.
Oh, too easy.
I was surprised that he didn't reroll the pass, but
Yeah.
but it was inaccurate
was one of-
only. And
It's
just
one of those accurate passes.
yes. But then again, like, okay, 2 tackle zones and not an accurate pass, that's -3. That actually means he needs to roll 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also a tall order. But the problem is, like, if he doesn't score at that time, yeah, it doesn't matter. Because even if he scores now, there's no way he can win. Will it be with bonus turns or blitz? There's just not enough time. Yeah, it's been rough.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been. I think Snowtroll's played really well. I think he's controlled the game very, very well.
Yeah. It seemed like it could be just me overanalyzing here, but it seemed like Zenjo got a little bit rattled by the early injuries and sort of started doubting a little bit about like his battle plan and it's like you talked about, like starting playing the turn instead of playing the game.
Yeah.
And
it can happen so easily. But I think if you've built a fouling lizard team with guard and mighty blow, you have to commit to trying to remove pieces. I think Mathemat said it throughout the show. Even if it means I'm going 1-0 down in the first half, because eventually you're going to come out on top if you can win the attrition war.
Yeah, and also in let's be fair, like just putting the little bit less of salt in the wound. Congratulations, Snowtroll, on a margin full win there. Definitely well deserved. And commiserations, Zenjo.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also because, like, being one touchdown down from first half isn't as big as a deal as if you can start getting the attrition to also start going in your direction. And that shift going back towards trying to stop the touchdown, I think there's no guarantee the removals would have happened the other way. I'm not saying like that, but I think again made the Zenjo's skinks have to play very much on their back foot.
Yeah.
And generally that's not a position you want to be in. I'm just thinking, how do I get back into the overview here? Because it's not in my history, because it's not one of I've played in. No.
Oh, it's you'll need to go through the coach.
Yeah. Statistics, just for the funsies. Oh, then we're going to see how many blocks. Yeah. 46 versus 31. That's going to be felt. Like a lot of that is also here from second half where the snowball is in full effect, of course, but let's just say half of that. That's still 8 more blocks from first half. That is, especially in a mirror match where every roll sort of matters, right?
Yeah.
And I think if we go in here, well, they're both 23 pushes, 15 pounds, not 15, a little higher. Sure, there's a little bit more on the high end of the skulls. I think maybe more hurtful is those 28 ones up here. Whether that be on armor rolls or action rolls, right? That's not really productive to what you want, versus 25 and 16 that gives you a weight towards the heavier side, right? So that's more armor breaks and injuries and stuff like that. But I think then since you got put on the back foot from turn 1 and sort of never really recovered,
Yeah, well, he's in chat now.
Ah, cool. Welcome.
Oh, hi guys.
How are you doing,
Congratulations.
Zenjo? Commiserations, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that went well, didn't it?
So, can you take us through what was your experience of the match from your point of view?
My experience is generally looking at my bench and seeing all those kind of KOs and casualties. I think I was about 5 pieces down. So, yeah, by that stage, yeah, most of the second half of the game was over, realistically.
Yeah, I think at least when we were talking about it is once the Saurus rolled that skull that you chose not to re-roll, it sort of seemed like the match was, especially when the Skinks then the turn afterwards decided that a power was definitely also just on top of that, of course. Then the match was sort of
Well, you had such a big advantage in removals, and then once you start getting a kind of small advantage, it just kind of snowballs.
exactly.
Yeah, and yeah. I mean, I thought Snowtroll played really well. He was certainly the better player today, so yeah, congratulations to him.
Yeah. So, can
That's
you?
good to hear.
Yeah.
Now, I was just going to ask about Zenjo carrying the 2 sneaky get dirty players. Would you feel that maybe you didn't use them as much as you would have liked to because of the removals early on?
Yeah, I mean that's yeah, that was the kind of main objective, to try and get some removals early on and try and get 1 or 2 pieces up, and if you get in that position in a kind of mirror match, you can have a big advantage. But yeah, it kind of went the other way. Yeah, one of those foulers is going to be gone in a few minutes for redraft anyway, so
Yeah.
only going to be one next season.
Yeah. So, is there anything that you think that you would have liked to seen gone a different way than it did?
Well, most of it really. Yeah, just yeah, if I could, yeah, I just wanted to get I wanted to receive basically, and
Yeah.
but, you only get that half the time, and yeah, just wanted to yeah, I think he took out a Saurus turn 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah, that was kind of yeah, I think yeah, there's another Saurus casualty. Yeah, my defense didn't really work out. I didn't really put him under a lot of pressure, I don't think.
Yeah, we were actually talking about. I think it was around turn 4 where we were sort of talking about like he probably either needs to score quickly to sort of reset, or he's going to be in a terrible position being out of. I would say out of place. I can see Snowtroll has joined us.
Just coming. I just
Congratulations.
needed Thank you very much. I just needed to run to the back door and indulge my dirty habit of smoking for a couple of seconds. Yeah.
That is also definitely needed and calm the nerves, I would imagine.
Yes, very much so. I've been. It was quite tense there for a while. Certainly in the first half. I think the second half went my way a bit more, and yeah, but the first half was very, very tense. Yeah, especially when I suddenly realised that Zenjo could get a blitz on my ball carrier, and I thought, well, yeah, that was unlucky.
Yeah, we were expecting, had it followed the semi-final last year, we thought that was definitely going to come up a POW. I just got congratulations, first of all, Snowtroll. Well played. Just one thing, like I'm trying to think back at points of the game. There was one turn where you swung back to the right on offense, and you left your ball carrier right on the sideline, and we were talking about it on commentary about whether you were trying to almost lure Zenjo away from the sort of gang fouling position that he had, or were we reading too much into it?
No, that's exactly what I was doing. His foulers were my big concern, because I think our Saurus battle was relatively even. I think the strength 5 and the other really good Saurus I've got balanced that out with the more guard and mighty blow he had. But the foulers, I mean, his foulers just weren't on on fire. So I mean, the referee left him alone, which I suppose is one plus for him. But they were dangerous, and I knew they were dangerous. And I watched back a couple of his games, and I thought, yeah, I know exactly what he does with those little. So yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think my strength 5 was on the floor at that point, and I was desperate for him not to foul him again. I think that was the kind of key.
Yeah.
Key in there. Yeah, it was definitely what I don't like putting a non-sidestepped skink on a sideline at any time really, but it was definitely a risk I had to take. I think it'd have been very difficult for him to surf me. I think. Maybe I'm not sure it would have been. I wouldn't say impossible because this is Blood Bowl, and I think there's always things you can miss. But I don't think he could have surfed me really without doing some a lot of dice rolls to get there. But I thought maybe put the temptation in there, and he might try something to try and pull that off. So it was that's why I did it.
Well, I think Blood Bowl also sometimes comes down to taking a calculated risk. Is in either in this case you talk about like somewhat exposing the ball carrier or something like that to sort of get the opposing team to do stuff that doesn't reward them at the end because you sort of lured them into taking a gamble that didn't pay off. The problem is, of course, also by doing so that sometimes it does pay off and you sort of throw in your own demise. But that's the balancing act, right?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. Can I just say commiserations to Zenjo as well? He played really well there, and I think after the semi last year, I went into that game with a lot of concern because he destroyed me, didn't you? I think in the first half last year. So and I think it kind of flipped the other way this year. I was getting the removals and not you, and I think that was massive. Once you went a couple of Sauruses down, it was very difficult to try and control the board at all.
Yeah, oh, thank you. Yeah, I was just, I mean, I said kind of congratulations earlier. Not sure if you were kind of listening or not, but yeah, it was very well-deserved victory today, and I'm definitely glad that another Lizardman team won it.
Yes,
and,
yes, it's nice.
Yeah, I know you've been in the top division for a while, and yeah, I think it's very much deserved for you to get a UKBBL title on the board. So yeah, well done for that.
Thanks, Zenjo. You stuck in there though, because those first few turns, I think when you went to Saurus down early on, it was one of your guard pieces, wasn't it? I think I got rid of very early on, and then quickly took out another one which used the Apothon, which I think was the right call. And I know you KO'd one of mine in return, but it was an unskilled Saurus you took off the field, so that left me with a massive advantage at that stage. If somebody had offered me one of your guard pieces for an unskilled Saurus before kickoff, I'd have taken that straight away. So that was a good exchange for me in the first part. It was.
I was trying to get rid of your strength 5 Saurus with fouling early on, but yeah, that didn't work out. So.
Yeah, I think if he'd have gone off, fouled him a couple of times.
I was just saying when you kind of went off to the side, kind of luring me over there, I was just thinking about just staying there and fouling, just kind of giving up the touchdown just because I wanted to get that piece off. But I kind of went back and I tried to defend a bit, but I was down pieces by that stage, and the defense didn't really work out at all.
Yeah, it was tough. Yeah, I think, especially when you have a match off race mirror match, it's always difficult, and when you start losing pieces because you need to try and keep an even field on, don't you? I think it's very difficult, and we were two very evenly matched. With the changes you made to your team before to get the same amount of pieces, same amount of rerolls, I think it was probably one of the closest matchups you'd have in that because we were so close in team rating, weren't we? 10k apart, so. And I think it showed on the field initially, but I think I just edged it really with the removals, which made it a lot more comfortable for me, I suspect, in the second half, especially when I think you got a load of KOs that didn't come back, and it was like, well, that's, I'm home dry now, I think. But that was tough.
Well, it's definitely been a very interesting match to see and well deserved for both of you to make to the final and all that. So I think it's been a real pleasure to watch you play.
Yeah, I'd second that. It was a good game. It did it ran away at the end, but it was certainly an intriguing first half. So well played, both you guys. Commiserations, Zenjo. Congratulations, Snowtroll.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. I'm going to drop off because I've got my wife sat patiently. She's paused all the stuff.
I think we also might take a small break here for about 10 minutes or 15 minutes before the next match show starts. So I will hand over the mic to everyone else and let you say goodbyes and then wrap up the stream.
Great stuff. Thanks, guys.
Well played.
Yeah, it looks like I've got a novel from Mathmas to read through here. So
Great stuff. Cheers, guys. See you later.
Cheers. Bye-bye. And thank you to everyone else. And to those who are on stream, I'll see you in a couple of minutes again. Bye-bye.
Yeah, see you in a bit.